Judge cranks one. Deep left field. A grand slam.
Bases loaded. Hits the stand. Swung on. And drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
Lost. You're not going to hit the ball. You're going to swing and miss.
Now it's Jasson. High drive. Right field. Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to the 6th Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host, Vincent LaRose. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. So let's get straight into it. So today I wanted to, talk a little bit about the injuries that the Yankees have had and what that might mean, how our roster will look for opening day. So to start, we got two pretty decent ones. Stanton, they announced last night or yesterday afternoon that he will start He will be starting the season on the IL. So that's interesting. So I mean, we'll see, because from what I've seen, it seems to just be something he's going to have to deal with regardless. I don't really think there's much of a solution for his injury. I don't know if it gets better over time. I really have no idea. I'm not a doctor. I have no clue what tennis elbow brings. So it's definitely tough. I mean, he's getting paid a lot of money, so you don't want to see him injured, although it's gonna happen. It happens every year, but you're hoping this is his injury this year and not, halfway into the season when we need him. So that'll open up the DH spot for somebody on the roster. I'll get into who I think it'll be later. And then another one, Luis Hill, shoulder tightness. He was throwing a bullpen the other day and shoulder tightened up. They said it was very concerning. He was taken for an MRI, I think Saturday, so yesterday, I believe, and I was watching the spring training game yesterday. It seemed as if there wasn't going to be any news until tomorrow, Monday. So we'll see. Shoulder tightness is tough, so and how I see it, regardless, he's going to be shut down. Whether it's an injury or whether it's just tightness, he's going to be shut down. He'll likely miss opening day, in my opinion. Could be wrong. So that puts Marcus Stroman right back in there. I mean, I think originally the plan was to run with the 6 starters regardless, as that's what they have listed as of now. So I think that'll just pop up another bullpen guy. More than, I don't think it makes it that big of a difference as long as nobody gets hurt. Good news is Friday night Cole looked very good. So he said he feels very good. So there doesn't seem to be any injury problems. So that is a very good sign. It seems like everybody else is going good. The only other thing I would say is Clark Schmidt. He's still dealing with a little bit of back tightness, but they don't think it's going to affect opening day. I mean, he was probably going to be the 5th starter. Sorry. They're probably going to have him start 5th in the rotation anyways. Not that he is the 5th starter, but start 5th because he is getting a little bit later start than everybody else. So we'll see. It'll probably just be a little bit slower. Instead of, maybe first game 65 to 80 pitches, it'll probably just be 65, 70, and then they'll call it. Bring somebody in. So a little bit of a slower start, but doesn't seem like it'll affect them. And as of now, I think that's everything that's been up to date from my understanding. Let me check real quick. That is not true. Last night, or in yesterday's game, LeMahieu exited with calf stiffness, which I thought, or left calf discomfort is what they say, which, can happen, but they said it was concerning, so, and when they asked Boone yesterday, he said it was concerning, so, honestly, this was expected for me, just like Stanton. I saw him getting hurt giving another guy a chance. So we'll see. That opens up another roster spot if he doesn't end up starting on the opening day roster. I mean, who knows? We're still what 3.5 weeks away from opening day. So I don't see him starting the season on the IL. So we'll see. I'll give a guy that I think will be called up and his replacement. So we will see. So yeah, but everything is JT Brubaker fractured ribs. Oh wow, that happened in. I don't even remember. I don't remember watching this. Oh, apparently JT Brubaker. I'm sorry, got hit in the ribs. So he might not be ready for opening day. Scott F. Ross, left hamstring strain. I don't know if it's grade 2 hamstring strain. I don't think he's coming back for opening day either. You got Jarbit Vivas, sore right shoulder. That doesn't really make a difference. Jake Cousin, right forearm strain. We already knew he was going to start the season on the IL. Chase Hampton, Tommy John, same thing as always. Trent Grisham, hamstring strain, but it was with grade 1, so he'll be back. Clayton Beater, right shoulder discomfort. I don't remember that. Maybe I do remember that. But he'll be back in March. He might be a guy they end up calling up for being a long man. And Jonathan Loizaga, as we know, he's going to be April, May, so we'll see. So as of yesterday, the Yankees made their first minor league options, which includes right-hand pitcher Sean Boyle, outfielder Brandon Davis, right-hand pitcher Chase Hampton, right-hand pitcher Christian Hernandez, left-hand pitcher Javine Sandridge, and right-hand pitcher Kevin Stevens re-signed to minor league camp. And then catcher Omar Martinez and right-hand pitcher Leonardo Pestana resigned to minor league camp. So all those guys, most people have never even heard of, other than Chase Hampton, have been sent back down to minor league camp. That was the first set of minor league camp. And then we'll get the second set, I believe, sometime this coming week or the week after. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah. So that's really it for the injury updates and the roster moves. So we'll see where they end up going. So, we'll see. So, I'll give a little update on what was the projected opening day roster. So they have, I believe, so Paul Goldschmidt at first. They have Chisholm at second. I must have short. Volpe at short. They have DJ listed as a third baseman, which I think he's probably going to start the season on the IL. Maybe. I don't really know. Still 3 weeks, so we'll see. But if he does, I'll give my alternative. I think they have Dominguez, Bellinger, Judge, and Grisham as our outfielders. They have Stanton as DH, which will change. So I'll give I'm going to say who I think is going to take over that roster spot. And then they have Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza as our utility. I think Oswaldo Cabrera probably jumps into that starting spot at third base with DJ being out. I think he was going to start anyways. I don't know why they had DJ listed. And then they have our sixth right now. This is before the Hill injury. They have Garrett Cole, Fried, Rodon, Hill, Schmidt, and Marcus Stroman. I think Hill bops out. He's going to probably start the season on the IL. Maybe not, but again, I'll give my opinion. And then they have seven guys listed out of our bullpen: Devin Williams, Luke Weaver, Ian Hamilton, Fernando Cruz, Tim Hill, Mark Leiter Jr., and JT Brubaker. I'm not sure JT Brubaker will start on the IL or not. I know he has fractured ribs. I don't really know how long those take to heal. I'm not a doctor, so we'll see. So, with Luis Hill likely starting on the IL, I think they call up, I think they're likely going to call up Tyler Mastek to throw another lefty in the bullpen. Boone was asked about him yesterday, and he said he liked him. and he looked very good, and he believed he's back into his Braves form, which obviously you have to say. I don't think I've watched him pitch yet. I don't know if he. I think he pitched yesterday. I didn't watch the full game yesterday. But I think while Heel is injured, that might be a call up. Left-handed guy. I don't really know. So I think they give him a call up, and if JT Brubaker does start the season on the injured list, I think there's another guy. He pitched yesterday that they really liked looking at. So again, I think Cam Schittler really has showed himself this spring. He looks very, very good, and I think he'd be a good person to call up. Obviously has all his options. I don't believe he's ever played in the MLB before. So I don't think that'd be a very bad call-up for a guy. Throw him in the bullpen. He looked really good. His first start yesterday, he looked really good, and then kind of fell apart at the end. Not too bad, but I think he'd be a good option to start bringing up at the beginning of the year. They have a couple other options to go, like they have a couple options like it's possible they call up Carlos Carrasco, have him throw the bullpen, just have that extra starter. In that situation, Sean Boyle's a guy who's looked good in the past. Colton Brewer, I wouldn't be surprised if they called up over it. They have a couple options here, so we'll see what they. See where they go. They might call up Brandon Librand too, only because it might just be that another lefty they want for a little bit while they wait for some guys to come back. Wilking Rodriguez looked pretty okay, and they have a decent amount of guys that could call up. So we'll see. I think Cam Schittler should be the guy, only because along with Mastek coming up for Heel as just another bullpen guy, I think if JT Brubaker is out, either it'll probably be Colton Brewer. He was up last year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I'm seeing Colton Brewer, Sean Boyle, or Cam Schittler. I would like to see Cam Schittler up. He looked very good yesterday. I don't know if they want to give him more time to develop, but that's just my opinion, and I just record podcasts, so I could be very wrong. But so that's the update for pitching wise. For the pitching injuries possibly. So I see we have a guaranteed IL start with Stanton. I think they likely call up Ben Rice. He's looked good in the spring, and he's been catching a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they call him up. I don't think he'll catch, but he'll take those first base days, especially if DJ's hurt, because then you technically don't have a backup first baseman. So I don't think he'll catch though, but I think that first one with Stanton being gone, they go Ben Rice in that spot. So, but for LeMahieu, if LeMahieu's on the disabled or the injured list, if LeMahieu's on the injured list, they have a couple guys to go for. I really don't know what they'll go for here, honestly. Like I said, I don't really know where they'll go. I'm thinking probably Estevan Pereira. So, I'm sorry, Everson Pereira. I'm thinking Everson Pereira. Give him a shot. You could throw Judge. Give Judge a decent amount of DH days to start with Stanton being on the injured list. Give Pereira a couple days while you're missing Stanton. So I wouldn't see that as being a bad call-up. The Yankees have an influx of infielders, so I don't think you have Peraza and Oswaldo. So I don't see them. I also saw this too. Completely forgot about this guy. Yeah, if JT Brubaker's on the injured list, I don't know why I said that I even looked at those other guys. It's probably going to be... I didn't even realize they don't have Mark Leiter Jr. listed on the opening day roster. I just assumed he was. I don't know why. Oh no, they do. Damn, I'm off today, bro. Wow. So, anyways, I think they don't have Will Warren listed. I'm just looking at the 40 man because I haven't really had time. So, I know Clay. Who? Anyways, they have. Was Will Warren the one? No, it was Chase Hammond and Clayton Beater. Yeah, so it'll likely. I'm sorry. In replacement for JT Brubaker, if he does start on the injured list, it'll probably be Will Warren. Will Warren has had MLB experience. He'll probably come up, especially if Hill's on the injured list, just like I thought with Cookie Carrasco. Likely could be a starter as well. It'll probably be Will Warren. So my assumption is with if Hill and Brubaker do start on the injured list, it'll probably be Tyler Mastek and Will Warren coming up. Will Warren can replace that starting role, but likely will stay in the bullpen, giving you 8 guys in the bullpen. Especially at the beginning of the year, you need a long man. So I don't see Will Warren being as a bad option in that case. And then Mastek as just another lefty to have. So those are the 2 guys I think they'll likely have in that position. With the Stanton and the LeMahieu injuries, I think they just stick with the infielders they have. I mean, technically, you'd bring Ben Rice up, but I think Ben Rice would just be the guy to have up while Stanton is gone. And with the LeMahieu, if he does start on the IL, it's not been confirmed nor denied yet. I think you call up Everson Pereira and give him some run in the outfield, and have Judge give Judge a couple days on as a DH. I don't know. Well, obviously you have Trent Grisham, but I think they do want to keep Cody in center field. So you can throw Cody in right, then will be a big deal. But I know Trent Grisham is still dealing with a little bit of hamstring injury. I don't think it's nothing serious. He's supposed to come back in spring training, but just an option I'm seeing. Another guy you could call up, because technically an infielder is injured, is Jorbit Vivas, but he's been dealing with a shoulder problem, and he was not good last year. So I think they want to give him a little more time to develop. So on the spring training invites, I don't see anything huge coming through for it. Yeah, so that's how I see the rosters holding up. So another guy in the bullpen. Maybe Michael Arias. He's a guy listed, so. I do want to say this. Watching the game yesterday, a lot of guys had beards out there, which I was quite. Dominguez had a beard, so we'll see. A lot of guys had beards out there, which I thought was funny to see. It was kind of, I liked, just looked at the game, was like, wait a minute, and I forget. So that was pretty funny. But I wanted to get into there's been a lot of talk with Dominguez and his struggles in spring training. He's not really not doing a lot of. He just doesn't look great, honestly. I know they've already told him he's gonna get his run. He got his number changed. He's got his locker. He's gonna get a chance to play, which I think he deserves a chance to play. And I think it's the right option to give him a chance to play, but we'll see. He hasn't looked great. Left field again. He still looks a little shaky in left field. I don't know. I don't see it. Look, I played outfield. I mean, it was high school, so whatever. I guess say what you want, but I did play outfield for my freshman sophomore year of high school. I mean, I played corners of the outfield. I just wanted to play. So, but center field, I will say, was the easiest to track a ball unless it was hit right at you. So, but he just looks like he just looks off in left field. I don't know what it is. He looks off. Doesn't look like he doesn't look great, I'll be honest. And then on top of that, he's had hitting woes in spring training, which, Dominguez has always been start off slow, get him in the rhythm. I mean, we're only a week and a half, 2 weeks in, so it's not that concerning. But even yesterday, I'm just watching. He's like jumpy. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I watched him swing at like I think he had two. I've watched like 4 of his at bats this spring. He swung at the first pitch every time, and it's a ball every time. It's just I mean, I think yesterday one at bat was a strike. He just completely missed. He just seems jumpy almost. He's I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be a huge problem. Like I said, I think they're probably gonna go the same route they did with Volpe when they called Volpe up. You know, just tell him, look, it's your spot. We're not gonna send you up and down anymore. It's gonna be yours now. You know, work for it and make it work for yourself. So, well, we'll see how that works out. I'm not too worried about Dominguez. I think he'll work out eventually. I think just he's gonna have to understand. Yankee fans are gonna have to understand. He's likely gonna start off slow. He's still, I believe, only 21 years old. Maybe not even 21 yet. So he's still pretty young. Just give him a little bit of time. Give him some time to adjust to MLB pitching, and you know he's been injured, and then when he did call up, he sat on the bench the playoffs, which understandably he did. But yeah, so is what it is. I think he'll be alright. But next, I saw a report the other day where the Yankees have officially announced that 308 point whatever they're at, 308 million whatever is their cap. Not gonna get. There's no more room for free agents, and which also means to me they won't trade for anybody that's gonna put them over that 308 mark. I know it's the 3rd year in a row you going over the luxury tax, and you're getting taxed 110%. So that's $7 million. They'll end up paying 14, like 16 for that $7 million they're over. Maybe 16 million. I think it was a little under 16. Look, I mean, I've said my opinion before. I think it's dumb. You make maybe more money. I mean, maybe the Dodgers might make more now, but you make some of the most money in sports. I don't think it's an excuse, but you know, I'm not an MLB owner, so maybe I have no clue and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I just think it's a little bit dumb. I don't understand. I mean, I really did want to fill that third base hole. I mean, granted, I've seen a lot of reports that was like, this is a make or break, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that. I think this roster is more than good enough to make the World Series. Especially, look, this roster is good enough to win the AL. To win the World Series, I think there's 3 rosters in baseball above us that are likely, if we go to the World Series, I would not be surprised if we lost. But that 308, this money excuse is getting really annoying with the Yankees, man. It used to just be, we want them, we got them. I know before there wasn't a tax, and it was like you pay what you pay, blah, blah. Maybe, who knows, maybe that would deter George away. I don't think it would have. I think it would have just done it anyways, but it's just the continuous, we don't want to spend that much money, blah, blah, blah. Dumb. It's just dumb stuff. I predicted it. I didn't see the roster changing. I didn't see Marcus Stroman getting traded. I saw this happening and staying where it is. So, as we start dealing with the first round of injuries, unfortunately, we still have 3 weeks almost a month till the season starts. I believe the first game is on the 26th or the 27th. So, like 24, 25 days. So, injuries can still happen, and we can, just like that, can be in a really bad spot to start opening day. One more starter goes down, I think we'd be alright, but even, like, somebody in the bullpen gets hurt, like Weaver or Williams, if they go down, then we're in really big trouble for that back end of the bullpen. So I just thought there was a couple more pieces that could have been done, maybe a couple more additions to make this team just over the top, and I think we're just right at that fine line right now, where I'm a little worried that the assumption is, hey, we're probably going to win the AL, or, sorry, not probably, we should win the AL with this roster, which I do think they should win the AL with this roster. I don't see much better teams. I know I'll say this, like, Boston had a really good offseason, and they're looking to compete, so, but, again, I think this team's roster-wise should win the AL, and we shouldn't have an issue winning the AL. So, again, we'll see. I don't know. This team's good. Very good. I like this team. But I think there should have been one or two more. Even a Ryan McCann from the Rockies wouldn't. Like, the Rockies suck. You could have just gotten something for him. He's a good third baseman, and maybe the bat can, jump. I don't know, man. Look, I love Cabrera, and I think Cabrera is going to be good, but I think he's that perfect fit for that utility role. He's a guy, I love that story with Judge. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't remember if it was Judge. I think it was Judge, but I think he was playing left field, and so either Judge or somebody who was playing center walked over to him, and it's like, how do you like left field? And he's like, oh, it's my favorite position. Or maybe it was right field. It's my favorite position. And, they were like, oh, that's funny, whatever. I thought you were an infield. And they go to look back, it's his first career start in that position ever. He's just an awesome guy to have as that utility role. I love him as that utility role. He's electric in the utility role. So, we'll see. You still have Peraza, so Peraza looks good at third. Really good at third. So, I'm not worried about Peraza's defense. I'm worried about his offense. We'll see. I don't know. I know Peraza's not great in the cold, but I live on Long Island. I know it's a little different. I don't know. Maybe it's just the weather. I'm not a weatherman. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Florida. But it's been getting warmer recently. We've been in the 50s. So we'll see. I know today and tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit cold. It's actually 26 outside right now. But, towards the end of the month, I see it. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer. And Peraza will be in a little bit better of a spot. But, we'll see. I don't like the comments that were made about the 308. It's dumb, I didn't another topic. I saw Judge and Soto, not going back and forth, but saying what they had to say. Or Judge saying that I think he made the wrong decision in thinking that the Mets are a better win now team. I agree with Judge. I don't think the Mets are better than the Yankees. Their pitching is horrible, but. Juan Soto says, of course, he has to say that. He plays for the Yankees. If, he's going to say the Yankees are going to win series, just like the guy in the Marlins will say the Marlins are going to win series. Which Soto's correct. No matter what team you have, you're supposed to go in and be like, you're not going to win if you don't believe it. So, you have to believe you're going to win. And, I've had conversations with some dumb people saying, oh, they're going back. They're not going back and forth, man. They're two superstars in the same city. It's going to be, I know Soto's going to have a lot longer time in the big leagues than Judge will. But I still think Judge, at the end of the day, Judge will go down as the better baseball player. I think Judge will go down as the more loyal and more respectable baseball player. Although I don't think Soto's disrespectful. I think what he did was for his best interest. Granted, is it very weird for a superstar of this caliber? This is his fourth team now. Yeah. It always seemed like he was chasing the most money possible, even when he was with the Nationals. And then the Padres knew they weren't going to be able to afford him, so they traded him to us, and we offered him $760, and he took $800. I'll say that, and he will get that to $800, and he has way more perks than he would have had at Yankee Stadium. But I'm not salty over Soto. I think actually him signing elsewhere helped us more than people even realize. He got us more room to sign a couple more guys, like the Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt looks good. I'm actually really happy with that signing. I know he's old and you gotta give him time, but even the conversation they were having where he's like, I want to get together with all, he's a leader. I like that. I want to get together with all the infielders and figure out throwing paths. And work with them. I like that. I like that this year we won't have the worst second base and first base defense in baseball. It's gonna be nice to have good defense like that. Not worried about the third base defense, whoever they put over there, because the two options we have, even the third, maybe LeMahieu might be a little shaky, but Peraza and Cabrera are good defensive third basemen. I'm not worried about that. It's nice to have defensive, our defense is going to be good. They were talking yesterday about how they think, of course they're going to say this, it's Jazz and Bobby, but they think they're the best, 1-2 tandem in baseball, shortstop, second base. Is that right? I don't know. Maybe I'd say top 5, maybe. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked into it, but they look good. It's nice seeing that, and I'm excited to see good defense. You got Cody Bellinger in center field. Judge, you always know. Judge should have been a gold glover. Juan Soto was nominated as a Gold Glove. I don't know how Judge hasn't been. I don't know if maybe he has, but I don't really remember. But I think Dominguez might be a little bit shaky in left field, but Wells looks good at catcher. I think, just my opinion, I see Ben Rice playing out well this year. He looks good. He looks strong. He hit a laser yesterday to right field, an absolute shot. That thing was gone. That thing was almost below his knees, and he just straight. It reminded me of a Stanton home run yesterday. I was like, whoa. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Rice, replaced, Alex Jackson as the backup catcher. Do I see it happening? Probably not. I've seen Alex Jackson catch now, and he actually looks really good defensively. He looks like he knows what he's doing behind the plate. Maybe not with the bat in his hand, but, I know they say the Yankees. I remember a couple of years ago, maybe it was 2021, where it was like we don't have any left-handers. We're just right-handed, and now they're saying we're two left-handed, which I don't think that exists in Yankee Stadium. I don't think you can be two left-handed in Yankee Stadium. Now you got Bellinger, you have Chisholm, you have Cabrera as a switch hitter, but primarily will be hitting from the left side. You have Dominguez as a switch hitter, but usually you're going to be hitting from the left side. Who else do you have? Why am I blanking? Whoa, I'm blanking. Anyways, but Ben Rice would be a left-handed. You will likely have a more left-handed hitting lineup. And with that being said, this lineup plays out weird because Boone has already said, I want to hit Judge second to break up the lefties. Honestly, I'm thinking they're gonna roll with Chisholm to start as their leadoff hitter. He's done it before. He did it with Miami. I think they go Chisholm, Judge. I think they go Bellinger or Wells. I don't really know yet. Well, we'll see. Bellinger wouldn't also be a bad option for that leadoff spot. He seems to be more contact oriented. But I'm gonna roll with probably Chisholm, Judge, Wells. Truthfully, they're gonna have to roll two lefties with Stanton being out, but we'll just say Stanton's in. Chisholm, Judge, Wells, Stanton, Bellinger, maybe Volpe. Maybe Peraza, maybe Dominguez. Break up that, give that little bit of switch hitter, but just that. We have a lot of lefties, but it looks good. I'm actually watching this spring training. I'm a little less scared of our offense than I was before, so I'm not too upset about it. But we'll see how it goes, and there's still a lot of spring training left. So unfortunately, a lot of injuries can happen, and a lot of stuff can change. But I think that's where I'm gonna end it today. So I appreciate everybody for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.